Look at this.
Such a pretty neck. Such a fragile little neck. It's almost a shame to hurt it, isn't it?
What's the matter?
I don't know. I need some fresh air.
Rachel! Rachel! Josette! Oh, no. No.
If you don't want to be left in the dark, ask one of these three women. Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Kathleen Resch.
Number two.
My name is Kathleen Resch.
Number three.
My name is Kathleen Resch.
Only one of these people is the real Kathleen Resch, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now let's meet our panel. Co-star of Murder, She Wrote, Ron Mason. Co-star of a new movie of the week, Final Verdict, Dana Hill. Soap opera star of All My Children, Walt Willey. And from a current affair columnist, Cindy Adams. Here's the host of To Tell the Truth, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Burton. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our show. Good morning, panel. Good morning. Good morning. I have had a marvelous time with the four of you this week, and I know you're going to enjoy today because we have two great stories for you. So let's get to the first one, the one represented by this team of challengers, all three of whom claim to be Kathleen Resch. Please follow along. I, Kathleen Resch, have lived for 23 years in the world of dark shadows. That's the name of the fan magazine I edit, devoted to the late 1960s soap opera. When Dark Shadows first came on the air, I would run home from school as a little girl to see if Barnabas, the lovelorn vampire, could win the heart of Josette, despite the interference of Angelique, the witch. After the show went off the air and I grew up, I created my magazine as a forum for fans to express their love for the show. For me, Dark Shadows was a mystical voyage into fantasy and romance. It dealt with love and death in a way that was taboo at the time. Did you know Kate Jackson of Charlie's Angels got her start on the show? So did David Selby of Falcon Crest. If you didn't know, pick up The Dark Shadows Companion, a book I wrote with two other fans, and you'll learn a lot more. Although the new Dark Shadows is quite different from the original, we embrace it. In the world of Dark Shadows, we're used to reincarnation. Signed, Kathleen Resch. Welcome, ladies. We'll find out more about this woman haunted by dark shadows following this commercial break. We are back with Kathleen Resch, who really sinks her teeth into Dark Shadows. And we're going to start the questioning, although for the life of me, I can't imagine why, because, Cindy, you have not correctly identified one person this week. Make up for it now, please. You start us.
Listen, at least I'm pleasant. You can't have everything.
That's right.
Okay, number one. What was the first episode of Dark Shadows?
There were no vampires or things like that. It was just a rather blah, gothic romance that didn't get very good ratings.
I see. Number two, has Dark Shadows colored your life? I don't mean that as a joke. I mean, as everything you do, all the people you know are associated with it?
No, not at all.
I don't know what to do with that.
Well, so much for that one. And the bell bails out Cindy.
And perhaps we see why it's turned out the way it has this week. Number two, the actor who played Roger Collins. Can you tell me what he's doing today?
The actor played Roger Collins, Louis Edmonds, is Langley Wallingford on All My Children.
And number three, what were some of the other monsters on this? I know there was a vampire. Were there any other of the classic monsters?
Oh, yes, there was a werewolf, plenty of cardboard bats. He specialized in cardboard rather than rubber. And not quite a mummy, but an actor who needed to be wrapped up because he was replacing another actor.
Tough to tell the bat shadows from the boom shadows there. Number 1, Dracula's from Transylvania. Where was Barnabas Collins from?
Well, he lived there at Collingwood in Collingsport, Maine, but he was from another time, but still in the same place.
Same place, different time. Dana?
Number 2, how many Dark Shadows movies were there?
2.
And number 3, who played Josette and Angelique? I'm too young to remember.
Oh, Catherine Lee Scott played Josette, who was Barnabas's lost love, and Laura Parker played the evil witch Angelique.
And number 1, have you watched the new Dark Shadows?
Yes.
Are you impressed with it?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Ron?
Number 2, who's playing Barnabas now?
Ben Cross.
Number 3, what movie did he come from? A major movie.
Chariots of Fire.
And did John Carlin, number 1, ever do the show?
Yes, he did.
What did he play?
Willie Loomis.
And number 2, who is Gene Simmons playing in this show?
Elizabeth Stoddard.
Elizabeth's daughter. And number 3, who is Roy Thinnis's play?
He plays Charles Collingwood.
Oh boy, all 3 ladies were really up on their Dark Shadows. It's time now for our panel to cast your ballots. Who is it going to be? Will it be number 1, number 2, or number 3? Our team of challengers will receive $500 for each incorrect vote with a guarantee of $1,000. And if our panel is fooled completely, the team will receive $3,000. Panel, are you ready? I hear Walt over here saying, I got it, I got it, I got it.
That's not what you heard me say.
No? Cindy?
Here is where I break my streak and I show you I am not as stupid as I look. I am going to say definitely that it is number 2 because she normally would have said, yes, her life is colored by everyone in Dark Shadows, but she gave me a definite no. It is 2, number 2.
But she is the one who is sworn to tell the truth.
Oh, leave me alone.
Walt?
Well, I tell you, you knew Louis Edmonds played Roger Collins, and that's good enough for me, so I went with number 2.
And he also appears on the same soap with you, on All My Children. Dana?
I'm really scared that I agree with both Cindy and Walt on this. But I'm just giving it a stab in the dark, no pun intended. But I said number 2, they were all so well versed.
Darkness is very important on Dark Shadows.
I am terrified now, Alex, because I agree with all 3 of them.
No.
So we're going to just go all along and make it a majority rule, and either you're going to win a lot of money or we're going to look brilliant.
All right, it's a sweep. The votes are all in, and they all went to challenger number 2. So it's time now for us to find out who the real keeper of the Dark Shadows flame is. Will the real Kathleen Resch please stand up? It is number 2. All of our panelists were correct, and Cindy, you broke the string. Kathleen, we'll get back to you in a moment. I thought the imposters were terrific. Number 1, tell me about yourself, please.
My name is Judy Garrett, and I'm an accounting assistant.
I see. And number 3?
My name is Judy Brown, and I teach modern comedy at UCLA.
Well, good for you. Neither one of you got any votes, so the team will receive the guarantee of $1,000. Now, Kathleen, what do you think of the new Dark Shadows series that has just debuted?
I think it's excellent. They're doing a very good job.
Is this going to rekindle a lot of interest in the old series, do you feel?
I believe it already has.
It has. Dana asked a question a little while ago asking about the 2 actresses who played the roles in the original Dark Shadows. Let's meet them now, ladies and gentlemen. Here are Lara Parker, who plays Angelique, and Catherine Lee Scott, who plays Josette.
Well done.
Ladies, I get the feeling that fans of Dark Shadows are much like Trekkies, and as you know, the Trekkies have annual conventions. Is it the same with those fans of Dark Shadows?
Oh, yes. They meet twice a year in big conventions. Thousands of people come to them. On the East Coast and the West. Yeah.
One in New York and one in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Are you girls looking forward to perhaps getting a role on the new series?
Well, that would be a dream come true.
A different role.
A different role. All right. Well, good luck to you in that regard, and thank you all so much for being with us today on To Tell the Truth. We'll be back with a man who spent time at Alcatraz right after this.